Good morning, and thank you for attending this press conference. The Toronto Police Hold-Up Squad is looking to update the public on a violent home invasion that took place in February 2017 in the area of Yonge and Sheppard. The reason for this update is to advise you of the arrest we have made and the outstanding person that we are looking for. On the 20th of February 2017, we're alleging that 5 individuals conspired to commit a home invasion robbery in the area of Yonge and Sheppard. We have video surveillance here that has captured some of the images of these individuals, and I'll talk about the arrests. The allegations are that Mr. Bowlers, who has since been arrested, along with 2 females, a Tony Baxter and a Crystal Cormick, conspired with a male named Andre Allen, along with an unknown male, to rob an individual at his home. We have video of Miss Cormick and one of the unknown males prior to the robbery outside of the building. We also have video of them entering the underground of the building, the 2 males that are involved in the actual home invasion, along with Miss Baxter. The individuals, the 2 males, only went to the door. Once the door was opened, the victim was aggressively approached, tackled, and shot. Two rounds were fired at him. One hit him in the shoulder, and the other male suspect was armed with a screwdriver and stabbed him in the head numerous times. Both these individuals then ransacked the premises and fled with jewelry and cash. You can see the video here on the screen of the incident. We have not shown you the entire video, but that is of his residence. I can tell you firsthand knowledge from my investigators that this has nothing to do with drugs or gangs. This is a home invasion of an innocent individual, a business owner, and the motive for this is clearly money and property. These individuals were also connected through our investigators with the Kingston Police of a home invasion similar to this home invasion that occurred on the 15th of February 2017. In that home invasion, 2 males also entered the premises, and nobody was shot, nobody was seriously injured in that home invasion, but Mr. Bowlers was arrested by the Kingston Police on that home invasion, along with an individual by the name of Mr. Chambers. They also have an outstanding suspect in that home invasion. These 2 home invasions are clearly connected. We're looking for the public's assistance in identifying or telling us who the outstanding person is, who we believe is the shooter in this home invasion. We are providing you photos of the people that have been arrested, so hopefully somebody will recognize these individuals and know who the outstanding person is, and they can contact the Hold-Up Squad or call Crime Stoppers. Questions?
Can you talk at all about whether these people were known to police prior to this home invasion, the amount on bail or anything like that?
The people that we have arrested are known to the police, or have been known to the police for some time. Mr. Bowlers, who we're alleging was part of the conspiracy in this home invasion robbery, was on firearm-related charges at the time of this incident and was actually being monitored on an anklet bracelet on this incident and the Kingston robbery, and that assisted us in the investigation.
Do we know how they pick their victims? By what criteria or in what circumstances they pick their victims?
We do not have a connection on how the victim was picked in this robbery. We know that from our own investigation that it's not drug-related, it's not gang-related whatsoever. This is an innocent person that basically was minding his own business. These guys came to the door. There's no doubt in my mind that they thought this individual was going to have cash or property of some value, and that's why they did what they did.
But would they have known that? Like, was this person just randomly targeted, or did they go specifically to this person's residence to rob him?
They targeted him, so they had information from somewhere of who he was and what he does for a living. They weren't going door to door in this complex, and this was well planned. Some of these video images were captured some half an hour prior to the robbery taking place, as they were patrolling and casing escape routes that type of thing. And I'm showing you a little bit of the video, but we have a lot of video that shows the planning involved in this aspect of this investigation.
Can you tell us a little bit about the victim? I mean, you mentioned gunshots and stabbings and screwdrivers. How's he doing?
He's at one point in time, I don't even know if he's returned to his residence at this point in time because of the fear. But that's we're not going to release the address or his name. He is still terrified, and I'm sure going to be looking over his shoulder for a long time because of what he's gone through. The critical stress on this is unbelievable. I couldn't even imagine what he'd have. Somebody coming into your home and shooting you and stabbing you in the head. So yeah, he is very anxious, and he's very he's still afraid. I mean, I don't think it's going to change. My understanding, he's recovering well, but not mentally. I mean, I don't think mentally you're ever going to recover for something like this.
I know you said that the two incidents are connected. Do you believe that there could be more that they're responsible for?
Well, there could be. I mean, there's times that we don't have the video surveillance in home invasions that we'd like from retail business stores and banks, but they very well could be involved in a lot more home invasions or even other robberies. We've connected these working with the Kingston Police at the time. It's obvious that the same parties, some of the same individuals, committed both these robberies. Kingston Police Service has arrested the same individual we have for the one robbery that links both of them together. We both have an outstanding suspect, which could be the same person responsible for both robberies.
The one outstanding person, or it's safe to assume that the 4 people you do have in custody are not being cooperative in telling you who that 5th person is?
Well, I wouldn't be having a press conference if we knew who he was. I mean, we're trying to get this individual off the streets because, in my view, right now, he's the most dangerous. He's the one that we're alleging had the firearm. He's the individual that shot the victim in this robbery, and he very well could be the individual that had the firearm in the robbery in Kingston. So he's the one that's armed right now with a firearm. So we need to identify who he is and get him off the streets.
Yeah, the victim in Kingston, is this an innocent victim as well, targeted businessman? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know much about the victim in Kingston. I just know that the two are related. My understanding, if I recall correctly, that the Kingston Police Service did do a press conference or a press release shortly after the February robbery. At one point in time, I do remember seeing that. I'm not sure on the background of the victim of that.
Can you say any more about the line of business this victim is in?
No, I'm not going to comment much about this victim other than he is a businessman. There's nothing shady involved in his background that indicates anything to do with drugs or gang activity that would cause these individuals, these bandits, to come to his home. I mean, this is, it's an unprovoked attack on him by these individuals that obviously are after money, greed. It's a greed incident that, another couple inches or an inch or so away, he would have been a murder victim. I mean, these shootings are happening a lot in the city, and he very well could be a different stat.
Just by the looks of what you told us and what we've seen, it sounds like these guys were pretty organized. Like it wasn't.
This was a well-planned robbery. I mean, the video surveillance that we have goes back some time on the casing. Looking for escape routes, the planning of this, and there's multiple individuals involved in the planning, including getaway drivers, etc. So this was well planned, and they planned to make sure they got away when this occurred.
How were you guys able to catch these guys? Was it just through the video, or did people step forward to help you out with tips and that kind of thing?
Well, our investigators work the case, and we utilize video surveillance, and there's forensic evidence, and there's other avenues of the investigation that I'm not going to disclose that helped us identify these people. One of the individuals was identified, Miss Baxter, was identified because we had very good surveillance of her, and it was put out to officers within the Toronto Police Service, and an officer from 42 Division identified her, recognized her as somebody he's dealt with in the past. And from there, the domino effect can happen. Right?
Are they all from the Toronto area, or some of them have links to Kingston somehow?
Now, these individuals are all from the Toronto area. The only link to Kingston right now, I think, is Mr. Bowlers is in the penitentiary, my understanding, serving a sentence for his previous gun charges.
So between February and now, he's gone back to prison, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my understanding, he's serving a sentence now from what he was on bail for.
Did they get away with anything from this robbery?
Yeah, my understanding, it's reported they got cash and jewelry from the robbery. So we're looking for any assistance that the public can give us, the media can give us in getting this out to identify who the outstanding person is. And please call the Hold Up Squad or Crime Stoppers. Thank you very much.